Okay, everyone, switch on your videos. Let's start today's class. Okay, students, tell me, how is your preparation going on for your exams?
Going good, ma'am. Alhamdulillah.
Going good?
Yes,
You
ma'am.
people are learning your chapters slowly, slowly?
Yes, ma'am.
What about the others? Only one student is doing that? Hmm?
Going good now.
Going good? Everyone is studying?
Yeah.
Okay. Are you people facing any difficulties in anywhere? Anywhere that you're finding that you're not able to understand at all?
Not yet.
Not yet.
I will see
Not
if I have
actually.
some doubts. I will ask tomorrow.
See, students, whatever, it doesn't matter which chapter it is. If you have any doubts, please ask.
I have a
Okay?
doubt, ma'am. I have a doubt.
Yes, ask.
I can ask right now?
Sure.
1 minute. I had a test schedule in Principle of Inheritance and Variation,
Hmm.
and I got a four mark question saying mention the advantages of selecting a pea plant for the experiment by Mendel. So I should just write that it has 7 contrasting pairs. It reproduces asexually. Only that I have to write, right? Or do I have to write
Yeah,
something
but
else?
here, if you are writing 7 contrasting characters, you have to mention them because this question carries a lot of marks. So accordingly, you have to modify. For example, if like the same thing would have been asked for 3 marks, so you wouldn't have to like exaggerate the whole entire thing and explain about what the 7 characters are. But here, since it is a 5 marks or 4 marks, you said, right? So in
Yes,
that,
ma'am.
you have to explain each of the characters and then all of the you can say the criteria for which it was chosen.
Yeah,
Okay.
because the same question was asked in 3 marks also, but I attempted the 3 mark question. I didn't attempt the 4 mark question. I was confused in that.
Okay. Let's see. Students, as far as these 4 marks, see, when we talk about the questions that are 4 marks or 5 marks, see, for that, the question demands, or you can say the teacher demands, like a proper informative answer. I'm not saying lengthy. It doesn't have to be very, very long in order to be sufficing for 5 or 4 marks. But it should be, you can say, very descriptive. Like you, if there is any step, you explain every single component of that step, like give diagrams, examples, all of that. Got my point?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Anything else?
No, ma'am.
Okay. So we were talking about how to create a plant that would make their own insecticide, right? In that we saw this gene, that is, there is like a particular toxin which is present in the bacteria Bacillus thuringiensis. So this is the endotoxin. Endotoxin means it is present inside the body. And insects, we know that the insects not only affect the plants, but to many extent they affect the lower organisms such as bacteria as well. So they have evolved a mechanism through which they can produce insecticidal protein in them. This is for bacteria. But now what we want to do, we want the plants also to make their own, you can say, insecticide. So we are going to take this particular gene from the bacteria, okay? And then we are going to incorporate it into the plant's genome. So now whenever the insect would come and eat the plant, then that toxin will be released in the body and it will cause the death of the insect. Now let us see how that happens. First of all, we discussed about how Bacillus has that this thing, the endotoxin, which is in an inactive state. Many a times this question is also asked that, okay, even though these organisms, they produce the endotoxin, why not they get affected by it? So always remember, the reason why they do not get affected by it is because these toxin inside the body of the one that is preparing, it is present in an inactive form. It only gets activated in the pathogens, or you can say in the insect's body. Okay. Now, so we talked about Bacillus thuringiensis, which during sporulation forms intracellular crystalline bodies that contains an insecticidal protein called as endotoxin, right? And we know that this endotoxin inside the body, inside the cell of the bacteria will be inactive form. Okay. Now, in that, the next thing that we are going to see is that this endotoxin, whenever it gets ingested by the bacteria, okay, now what happens is that the bacteria, you people understand the difference between alkaline and acidic, the basic difference between that? Alkaline and acidic. How many of you actually understand, and how many of you don't have any idea about what alkaline and acidic is? What is the hand for? I know it, or I don't know it.
I don't know.
Don't know it? See, okay, I'll tell you, it's all right. See, any medium, anything can be alkaline or it can be acidic based upon the charges that it carries. Now, alkaline condition is that condition when it is basic. Okay, and when it is acidic, it means that it has certain ions that are present in it. Getting my point? So, basic or alkaline condition is the same. Acidic, or you can say containing more ions, is the acidic condition. Okay. So when we talk about the gut of the insect, it is alkaline. Now you people know, I think you people like know this thing that there is pH 7. Anything above the level of 7 is what? Is it basic or acidic?
Basic.
Basic. Right. Very good. It is basic. And anything below the level of is acidic, right? So this only, all these, you can say any kind of, what do you call it, medium or any kind of like anything. If it is basic, then that means it is alkaline, meaning it has a pH greater than 7. And when does a pH greater than 7 comes? When there are more OH minus ion, right? Meaning here, the OH minus ion increases. And when we talk about the acidic, so H plus ion increase. Got it? So same way, whenever we talk about the gut of the this particular what insects, it is alkaline in nature. Okay. Now this alkaline nature of this particular gut of the insect, it is like it gives a very proper environment for the endotoxin to get actually active. We know that it is in inactive form, crystalline form, right? Crystalline means it is like, just imagine it like being enclosed in a box. Okay. So now this particular inactive protein becomes active, and then it comes and binds to the gut of the insect and starts the lysis of the cells. Lysis means death of the cells, because of which the intestines and all of those things, in the case of the insect, will start dying or damaging. Holes will be made in the intestine, due to which the insect won't be able to survive. Got it? So this is the basic mechanism that we have used. Now to write it in language, we can say that after ingestion by the insect, now the inactive endotoxin becomes active. And in what kind of medium, students?
Basic.
Basic. What is the other word?
Alkaline.
Alkaline. So due to the alkaline, or you can also write basic, but write alkaline only, pH of the gut of the insect, of the okay, this is the reason why this is an insecticide. Okay, so imagine the insect ate the particular plant, or then what happens? The toxins, they are released into the body of the insect. This toxin binds to the midgut. You people know midgut, hindgut, foregut, like how midbrain, hindbrain, forebrain are there. Same way, the gut has certain parts to it. Okay, so the toxin now binds to the midgut and starts damaging the epithelium of the epithelium. You know, epithelium is the outermost layer, isn't it?
Yes.
Now, yes, very good. So it damages the epithelium by creating pores. Imagine if these small intestine or if the stomach starts having holes or pores in it, then will the organism, no matter whether it is an insect or not, will the organism survive?
No.
So these pores that cause swelling and lysis. And everyone should know what is the meaning of lysis. Lysis means breakdown. You should always know this because not in this chapter, but everywhere you will find this word. So breakdown means lysis, or lysis means breakdown. Clear, students?
Yes, ma'am.
And now since the insect would know about this, that okay, I ate that particular plant and because of which I am now facing all of these problems, now the insect does not go and bite that plant. So it is a great, you can say, insecticide. And do you think, does it have any negative impact on the environment? Hmm?
Can you repeat the question?
The question is, do you think this procedure wherein we are incorporating the gene into the plant and all of that, and it is being used like an insecticide, do you think that this has a negative impact on the environment? My questions are so long that I forget what I was asking. Yes, do you think it will have negative impact on the environment? That's my question.
I guess.
Yes.
Yes, how?
Because the plants are killing the insects, and sometimes insects act as pollinators.
No, but the insects, but you are right. In some sort of a way, maybe it can affect the pollinators also. But if the pollinators try to eat the plant, isn't it? It'll only happen when the insect is trying to ingest it. Okay. So mostly now, if you see all in all, it is not affecting the you can say environment in a very negative way. Why? Because it's not causing any sort of pollution. It is not harming any other. For example, if um, other organisms eat the plant, they will not happen. This like this thing will not happen. Do you think if now the human eats the plant, this of course we're not going to eat it, but if the human eats this plant, do you think this whole entire thing will happen in humans? Hmm?
Because our stomach is acidic.
Very good. The pH of our stomach is acidic because of hydrochloric acid. So it will never take place in our body. Now coming on to the biotechnological approach to this particular thing. So what happens is that the bacteria that synthesizes this gene, Okay, the Bt gene. That gene is cloned into the plants. Okay, so talking about the biotechnological side of it, so the toxin called as the capital B small t. Okay, capital B small t toxin. What is the full form of it? Where does Bt come from?
Bacillus.
Bacillus. What is the surname?
I don't know only Bacillus because that was easier to remember.
Thuringiensis. Okay, Thuringiensis. Whenever you people have any, you can say, if you have a tough time remembering the names and all, scientific names can be tough to remember. Try to say it 10 times, you will remember it. Like how whenever you learn, you say it multiple times, then only it goes inside your brain. Same goes for the scientific names also. So the Bt, the capital B, the small t comes from the genus and the species of this particular bacteria. Now all of you have studied the shapes of the bacteria, right? So what is the shape of this bacteria?
Rod shape.
Rod shape. Bacilli. Bacilli is a rod shaped structure. What are the other structures?
Coccus,
Hmm.
Vibrio, spiral shaped.
Yes. Good. There is coccus, there is vibrio, there is spiral shaped, and there is bacillus, right? And there are many other bacteria also, but the name bacillus comes from the shape that it is present. Clear? Now this toxin, it has been cloned in the from the bacteria, and it has been expressed in the plants. And express meaning we are doing the whole entire, you can say RTT, that is recombinant DNA technology. We are extracting the gene of interest, that is the Bt toxin gene. Now we are expressing in the plants. We want the plants to have this gene incorporated in it so that it does not, like it won't have to rely on the chemical fertilizers or chemical insecticides of that sort. Not fertilizers, but insecticides of that sort. Okay. So it is expressed in plants to provide. Now, why is it expressed in the plant? So to provide resistance to insect. Resistance to insects without the need of chemical insecticide. Students, what what is asked in your practicals in your school?
Meaning, I didn't understand.
Hmm?
I didn't understand.
What, like in your school, you people might have practical exams also, right? Theory papers and
Yes.
practical papers, right?
Yes,
Wherein
ma'am.
you have to perform some practical work. They'll ask viva and all, right? They take viva
Yes,
and
ma'am.
all. This happens.
Yes, ma'am.
So, what do you people do in the practical thing? I mean, I'm asking like what all experiments have been done in class 12.
Uh, we did the DNA one where we have to like squash a strawberry and then something in it.
Okay.
Yeah, that's only because rest all of us are like before the exam, he just gives the questions to us. He says, practice these questions, basic questions are just gonna come for exam.
Okay.
As
What
well as
about the others? What do you like do in practical? Nothing. Okay. You just sit along and come back. And you people now, I think, will be able to answer all the questions in the Viva. I hope so. Or not?
my Viva comes from my integrated project map, my investigative project.
Okay. They asked from project.
Yes.
Okay. And what is the project topic you people have gotten?
We got any human health diseases, so I took osteoporosis.
Okay. What about the other students? Only one student gives exam. The rest of you, what do you do? No one says anything in the class. Why? There are only two students that speak in the class. That's it. Rest of you, why? Do you feel like you have to protect the charge of your device? Okay, I'll not use it a lot. The charge will go down. Huh? You have that button or you have that option to unmute. Why don't you people ever use it? Why am I only unmuted in the class? Huh? See, interact in the class, students. It will be better for you. I am so sure that all those students that interact, just like Mariam and Yahya, they understand the topics better. They learn it better. When you speak to someone with whatever doubts you have, or you be vocal with anything, it's like it has greater chances for you to remember that for a longer period of time. So please interact in the class, or else you people will only face problems. All right, now the toxin. Now you people know that toxin is a sort of protein, right? So if it is a protein, then that means that it is encoded by a gene, because we know that every single protein that is expressed in our body or in the body of the organism or even the prokaryotes, it is expressed by certain sets of genes, right? So the genes for, there is a very weird name, the genes for the Bt toxin is called as cry gene. Okay, is called as cry genes. Actually, cry genes, but this is not crying. It has a proper different function. So this is that gene that encodes for the Bt toxin. Now talking about like which classes of the insect is the Bt toxin effective for? Meaning which one would come and eat the, if it eats the plant, will it be affected by it or not? So there are three classes. Okay, so classes of insects affected by Bt toxin. Now see, the first class that gets affected by it is Lepidopterans. Lepidopterans. Now this one, the Lepidopterans, they include the organisms such as tobacco budworm, tobacco budworm. This is an insect. So tobacco budworm. There is another called as armyworm. They come under the Lepidopterans. The next class of insects that they affect is known as the Coleopterans. Coleopterans. And in this comes all the beetles. Whenever these beetles would come and eat the plant, they'll have problems. Then the last one is dipterans. Dipterans. Dipterans means they belong to Diptera class. Now, in this case comes the flies and the mosquitoes. Okay, so these are, you can say, the pinpoint organisms or the classes of insects which get severely affected by the particular toxin, Bt toxin. Okay, now what I am about to tell you is very important as far as the MCQs are concerned. Okay, now see, the cry protein or the cry gene, it is of multiple types. We know that there can be several different kinds of genes present. So the cry gene can be cry 1A-T. This is the name for it. It can be cry 2A-B, and it can be cry 1A-B. These are the names, these are the certain names, and never write cry with a capital C, always with a small c. Now, these are the genes that encode the Bt toxin, and it affects a certain group of organisms. So when I talk about the CRY1AC and the CRY2AB, so they are responsible for controlling, they control the bollworm, cotton bollworm, meaning it is specific to this particular insect. Pond, the CRY1AB, it controls the pond borer. Pond, you people understand? Pond borer. Clear? And once the, like for example, if we talk about a cotton plant, have you people seen how cotton is present on the plant? The vegetation of cotton, have you people seen that? It's very soft, it looks fluffy, and it looks like it actually looks like a twig with a cotton on top of it. So that cotton is actually extracted for a variety of purposes, for making fabrics and all of that. Now, once a plant gets affected by this particular, you can say, infestation with the insects and all, the plant is not, you can say, capable of synthesizing the cotton properly. Okay. Now, talking about, sorry, I'll just give you a diagram so that you people can remember. This is endotoxin gene. Now, this is an inactive protein. Okay. Now, imagine it does not have any loose end outside. So, we'll say that it is inactive protein. Now, once this protein enters the gut of the insect, it becomes active and it has loose sites. Okay, so this one is the active toxin. So the whole entire basic mechanism you people have understood about, like what infects, or you can say what causes this particular toxin to become active, right? It is the alkaline pH. This question was asked in NEET examination also. So this is very important to learn and all of that. Okay. Why, Yaya? Why making faces? No need for you?
No, ma'am, it's not that. Just, if it's in the NEET, then it will surely come. I think it's like that. My sir will most probably put it in the exam, in half-yearly exam, or in the final exam.
How many in the class are planning to take the NEET examination? No one? No one will take NEET examination. None of you want to be doctors.
Not sure.
None of you want to be doctors.
I want to be a doctor, but I don't want to study in India.
You don't want to study in India for it.
Yeah.
Okay, I get it. How many of you want to be doctors?
Me, ma'am.
Yes, Mariam, you want to be?
Yeah, doctor.
Okay, who else? Siddhika said so.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Any more doctors in my class?
Me?
Okay, you also. Yeah. Amna, what about you? Are you also a future doctor?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, Khadija, yours is unsure.
Most probably not, though.
Most probably not. I know it's not
Yeah.
everyone's cup of tea. It's cool. It's not any big deal. Okay, so I think all of you are going to be doctors. So, how many of you are aspiring to do so from India? Yaya is not going. He's not going to come to India. What about others?
Me too.
You also? Okay. All right. So,
Me
do
too,
you
ma'am.
people know what is the, okay, all of you. Okay, I get it. So do you know what is the procedure to take admission apart from like Indian? There must be some exam, some sort of competitive exam must be there.
Like
Yes,
international,
ma'am.
Hmm?
international or
Yeah,
India?
internationally
Yeah,
there is.
It's SATs.
SATs.
Okay, SATs. All right. Okay.
And there are some local exams in the
Local.
university.
Okay. So UAE has like a lot of medical colleges.
I'm in Riyadh.
I'm also, so it,
So tell me about your places. I don't know where you people live. So the places where you live, does that place
SLE,
have?
ma'am.
yes, ma'am.
Yeah, I live in
I have,
Saudi.
Okay, okay.
Saudi, I know of actually like 4 or 5 medical colleges that are here. My brothers are studying in one here. Jeddah.
Oh, got it, got it. All right. I'm relieved that I will have doctors from my class, and and it's good that you people are not taking the NEET examination. All right. Now talking about the next type of biotechnological application, that is gene subtraction. Okay. Is it subtraction or subtraction? Subtraction. This thing, insecticidal, like Bacillus thuringiensis thing was clear to everyone. Does anyone
Yes.
have any doubt in the
Yes, ma'am.
mechanism, the concept? How is it done? Why is it done? Where is it
No, ma'am.
done? No one has any doubts? All right. Now talking about the next thing, that is the gene subtraction. Now tell me, students, what are the two types of nucleic acids in the body of the organism? Hmm? Or you can say, what are the two genetic materials that any organism can have?
By
What is the name of the genetic material that we have?
DNA.
And what is the other?
RNA.
Yeah, RNA, DNA. Always remember, you people are in class 12. Remember that nucleic acid are of two types. That is RNA and DNA. There are some organisms that have RNA in them as the genetic material, and then there are some that have DNA. We have DNA in our cell. Even bacteria has DNA. But apart from that, we also have RNA. Okay. Can someone tell me from which process, not from which process, by which process mRNA is synthesized? Please be right. This is not from any other class. This is from this, I mean, class 12th only. Tell me, students, you have done that molecular basis of inheritance with me, right? Any people like
Is
that
it
chapter? Yes, is it?
transcription?
Yes. By this point, you people shouldn't be unsure about it. Yes, 100% it's transcription. mRNA is synthesized by the process of transcription. And which process synthesizes the proteins? Hmm? How many of you remember central dogma? ऐसे मत करो, ऐसे मत करो यार.
Wait. Transcription and translation.
Yeah, translation. Translation is the protein synthesis mechanism. See,
Yes.
students, why is it like I teach you forward and then you erase whatever I've taught you in the back? Huh? Please don't do this. That is why I keep asking you people, how's the preparation going? Are you people facing any doubts or anything? Okay. So, in this property of gene subtraction, we know that mRNA is synthesized in the organism by the process of transcription. Now, there is this property of creating an antisense RNA, meaning the mRNA will have a bulky another RNA which will stop it from being translated into the protein. This is known as gene subtraction, meaning you are sort of like you're taking a handkerchief and you're putting it on the mouth of the gene, not letting it express. Okay, so that is gene subtraction. So this is a method of changing the genotype. That is the, what is the genotype? What is the genotype, students? Are you people able to hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Then tell me, what is a genotype? You people don't remember genotype? Genotype, phenotype, no. Gone, all gone.
I remember.
Students, genotype is not even that hard. I can give you a little bit benefit of the doubt for transcription, tiny bit. But genotype,
Genetic makeup of organism.
why are you taking so long to answer when you know the answer? This is what I say. None of you are interactive in the class. I don't like it. Genotype is the genetic makeup of the organism. If I change the genotype of the organism, will it affect the phenotype of the organism? Yes or no?
No.
Why? It would. It would. Because the genotype is like any phenotypic character that the organism is having. Phenotype means
Yeah.
the external
The
appearance.
physical.
Yes.
Yeah. So
Ma'am, what was the
that
question?
is coded by the genotype. Yes, yeah.
What was the question? I wasn't there.
The question was, what is a genotype?
Oh, the genetic sequence of a person. The genetic characters of a person.
Yeah, the genetic characters, the genetic sequence, or the genetic makeup of the organism. Now, another question that I asked was, will the change in the genotype affect the phenotype of the organism? Yes or no?
If it's a recessive one, then no. If it's a dominant one, then yes.
Meaning it is going to affect the phenotype, right? It will create
Yes.
certain changes in the phenotype of the plant also. So same way, the gene subtraction is when we are actually interfering with the genotype of the plant. Okay, we are not talking, you can say physical thing. Now we are going directly into how the genes would perform. And by that, we are actually trying to make out some sense from it. Now, this whole entire process is known as antisense RNA. Antisense RNA. Okay. So we are going to discuss how this antisense RNA is beneficial for us. Like, why do we do it? How is it beneficial for us? So antisense RNA creating pest-resistant plant. Pest, you people understand?
Yes, ma'am. Insects and all.
Yes. Okay. So first you people note down till here. Then we'll move forward and I'll tell you more about. What is the last thing you people have written?
We wrote till ma'am forms intercellular crystalline bodies that contain an insecticidal protein called as
Okay.
endotoxin.
Done.
Done now.
Everyone's done?
Yes. Done.
Done, students?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Done, ma'am.
Everyone's done?
Yes, ma'am.
Done, ma'am.
Done, students?
Yes, ma'am. See, done.
Done, students?
Yes, ma'am.
Done, ma'am.
Done.
Okay, students. Done till here. Any doubts up until now?
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am.
Okay. Now see. Do you people know what a nematoda is? Nematoda or a nematode. Does anyone know what it is?
No, ma'am.
Do you people remember roundworms from class 11? Roundworms, Ascalmenthes roundworms.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
So those are the nematodes. Okay. So there are several nematodes. Now see, we have discussed how the insects are infecting the plants. Now we are discussing how the worms and all these are infecting the plants. Getting my point? So there are several nematode parasites. Several nematode. And in that bracket, you can write down round worms. So there are several nematode parasites, that is round worms. Now these round worms or the nematodes, they can infect the plants and they can infect the animals, and we know that they obviously infect the human beings. So there are several nematode parasites that infect the plants, they infect the animals, and they have not left the human beings alone as well. So human beings. Now what happens that when they attack the plant, they particularly feed on the root cells. So when they attack the plant, they feed on the root cells, which causes the root to grow. Now, because of this, like since they start infecting or eating the roots, so because of that, the roots have certain knots in it. Knot, you understand? Right? Knotting takes place in the root. So, the root grows into large knots, or you can say galls. This is the other word for it. Okay, for example, if this is the normal root of the plant, okay, and when it is infected, it will sort of be like, okay, meaning gall means stone-like structures or thick knots are present in the roots. Now, do you see how it is different from the other one? Right? Galls are present. These are knots. And they happen because the nematode or the roundworm is infecting it. So, now this damages the crop. And they always infect the vegetation area wherein the farming is done. So imagine if they infect the crops, the whole entire crop production will be reduced, isn't it? So they damage the crop and reduce the yield. Now talking about these nematodes, so they are root knot nematode. These nematodes are root knot nematode. This much is clear?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Okay, students, now note down till here.